All right, brothers and sisters, it's Bro.El coming at you from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm gonna try to make this one real short and sweet. Um, First of all, I had a person who was confused about melanin. Okay, first of all, you need to understand this: melanin is not a geographical marker. Okay, melanin is a chemical that's produced by the pineal gland. Okay, it's not the same thing as pigment. Okay, pigment can come in rare colors. Okay, you find pigment in things like flowers. Okay, you can have pink pigment, yellow pigment, orange pigment, blue pigment. Okay, pigment and melanin are not the same. Okay, melanin is a chemical. Okay, it's a black chemical. Okay, that's produced by the pineal gland. Okay, the reason why Caucasians and Asians and Hispanics don't have melanin is because their pineal glands are calcified. Okay, black people's pineal glands are the only pineal glands that's active. The two things that separate black people from all other races are melanin, okay, and the pineal gland. Those are the two things, okay. Pineal glands have been symbolically represented as acorn throughout history. You'll see the Anunnaki and some of the Anunnaki pictures, photographs of holding a cone or like an acorn looking thing in their hands. Okay, it's the representation of the pineal gland. All right, it's what they added into the DNA structure when they tried to create a slave race. None of the first creations that they made were functional, or they were not anatomically capable of performing the task. Okay, and they also did not have the dexterity necessary to perform the task. This is why black people are anatomically superior, and why we're also athletic, or we have better dexterity than all the other races, okay, as far as running and performance and sports and things of that nature. Okay, it's the addition of the pineal glands. All right. She mentioned, the person mentioned something about melanin DNA. First of all, melanin is not DNA, okay? Melanin is melanin. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid, all right? Two separate things, okay? Melanin is a chemical. DNA is like it's an amino acid. It's a building block of life, okay? There are two different things. There's like oil and water, trying to compare apple to an orange. There's no such thing as melanin DNA, okay? You can have melanin found in ribonucleic acid, okay, as a genetic marker, okay, but melanin in itself is not DNA, all right? All right, you understand? I said melanin is melanin. It's like with racism. Some people misunderstand racism, but we've been miseducated on these particular things. But all praise is due to the Most High. You know, knowledge is now light is being shown on these things, and right knowledge has come. It has come. Okay, racism is a compound word. It's based off the root word race, which means competition, and the suffix ism, which means that which is. So racism, in the short definition, is that which is competition. Okay, and a working definition of how racism operates throughout a society or throughout the world is racism is a competitive relationship between races, okay, for ownership, power, resources, and control to inflict one race's will upon a lesser race, okay? And when you say lesser race, that's not saying that they're lesser in as far as like anatomical, in an anatomical sense, they're like inferior or anything like that. You're only saying lesser in the sense that they do not have ownership, power, resources, and control. And when you say of a greater group inflicting its will on a lesser group, the greater group only means that they do have ownership, power, resources, and control. Resources, okay, things that come from the ground, precious metal, the ability to get shit done, period. You know what I mean? That's just a real simple, simplistic definition of what I mean by resources, okay? The ability to get shit done. They have the metals they need. They have the manpower they need. They have the finances that they need. They have the materials that's necessary, okay? Black people do not have none of these things. So black people cannot be racist. Elihu L cannot be racist. For one, I'm an individual. I'm not a group. Okay, racism is a system. It's a group practice. Okay, of inflicting will upon a group that does not have power, resources, ownership, or control. You understand that shit? Okay, let's keep it moving. All right. So I addressed the DNA thing. I addressed the melanin thing. I addressed the racism thing. Okay. Now, wait a minute, that's a phone call coming in. I'll decline it. All right. All right. So, I want to address another thing. The thing of this thing about Mexicans, Hispanics, Ecuadorians, these people you call Native Americans or whatever, being of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay. These people are not of the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? These people don't even claim to be of the 12 tribes of Israel, all right? These people were pagan, okay? If you go into their history, they say that they come not from Adam and Eve, a male and a female. They say they use the same kind of explanation as Romans use and Greeks use, okay? They say that they come from two goddamn males, okay? Their story is found in the ancient record called the Popol Vuh, okay? Populvuh, Popova, okay? And the story is about two brothers, okay? Two brothers, all right? Just like you have the story of Romulus and Remus, all right? You try to make these people Hebrews, and they're not Hebrews. You first must understand what the fuck is a Hebrew, okay? Hebrew comes from the Sumerian term, Hebrew, okay? It's a Hebrew term known as Hebrew, all right? And we did not give ourselves this term of Hebrew or Hebrew. The term Hebrew or Hebrew means those who crossed over the river, okay? Those who have crossed over, okay? That's all it means. Just like in the Anunnaki term Nibiru, okay? It means those who from heaven came, okay? And you got to remember, you are not African, okay? You are Sumerian. You are from that area between the Tigris and Euphrates. The Bible gives you definite coordinates of where the fuck Eden was, or Eden, okay? It tells you where you are from. You, the descendants of slaves, okay? You have very little African DNA, all right? And just like Africans, Native Americans do not grow facial hair. They just don't. Okay, they don't have that in their genetic makeup, all right? And Hebrews all had beards. It was mandatory for males to grow beards, just like in Kemet, okay? Most Africans and definitely in Kemet, you will not see none of them in the motherfucking wall paintings, in the archaeology.